Once you know I like anime, some people are like, that's weird. But because I think I have my nerdy anime side and my athletic side, I'm not like a castaway and pointed at, and I have lots of friends because some people just don't.
A lot of fine arts people, especially from previous generations, can tend to get annoyed with some of the younger artists that have a heavy influence from manga and anime.
When I started watching anime, no one knew what it was, no one knew what cosplay was. I loved it so much that I just didn't care.
What is anime and cosplay? Anime and cosplay are both based on Japanese comic cartoons called manga. Manga are easily recognizable due to its particular artistic style, including characteristically large eyes and other distorted body proportions. In relation, anime is the animated version of manga. In fact, most Japanese anime are based on well-known manga books. Cosplay, on the other hand, is the act of dressing up as a particular character that is usually displayed during conventions, and in this particular case, the characters would be from manga or anime or both. In Japan, manga, or manga-like comics, have been part of the Japanese culture since the 12th century. Right after World War II, contemporary forms of manga started being produced in Japan.
漫画やアニメは、両親や祖父母の世代、比較的昔の時代から存在してはいましたが、近年より一層ポピュラーになっています。
Japan started exporting these comics to the United States in the early 1970s, which gradually grew popular with the younger population. As a result, in the United States today, many forms of manga and anime can be bought from Amazon and comic book stores, as well as viewed on Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu. This influx of manga and Japanese anime has created a new array of events and activities, including anime and manga conventions.
This is my second convention.
Second convention. About maybe 10?
I've only been to 3.
Yeah, our first one was yesterday, here.
There are anime and manga clubs as well, which are usually established at high schools and colleges.
I am DJ Sean the Batman Gillespie.
I started an anime club in my high school.
The anime club at my high school.
Anime club here.
The number of fans of Japanese anime and manga appears to have grown over the last 10 years.
I just ended my 14th year here at Modesto Junior College. I do think I've seen a real increase in the number of people who are interested in manga-inspired art, and it's something that has gone from being a good-sized proportion of the class to just about everybody in the class being conversant with the set of styles. So I'd say it's a huge increase.
And there seems to be a great deal of diversity within the fandom as well.
I wouldn't say that there's any one person that really likes anime. I know adults that are really big fans of anime.
I just can't imagine my life without cosplay, and that all started because I started watching anime. I've met all my greatest friends and relationships because of anime cosplay.
I mean, everybody can watch it. I watch it. I don't really think that I look like a person that might watch it, I guess.
I'm a tennis player, I'm an athlete, but I'm also still that kid who still loves to watch anime and cartoons. So I can't pick either or because both of them are me, and neither one is more than the other. They're both who I am.
All kinds of people are interested in Japanese anime. People that are like ski bums, and people that are in business, and people that are really into books and kind of nerdy.
Even from a young age, I liked the art styles, and I've always been extremely interested in being able to draw the human figure, and the anime styles I was seeing put the human figure into more understandable terms.
So, is there a new subculture in Central California? Possibly. According to anthropology, all cultures are learned based on symbols, shared, and integrated. All cultures are learned usually during childhood, and in this case, is taught through the youthful activities of reading manga and watching Japanese anime.
I came from very rural Canada, so it was kind of a big deal. Didn't have access to the internet. I was really starting to get into anime at the time. Bought some VHSs.
I got involved in anime and Japanese manga when I was little and they were playing it on TV.
My interest in anime and manga stemmed from watching cartoons as a kid.
I related to so many characters growing up.
I started young, so I grew up with it.
I grew up with it. That's pretty much the first thing I watched when I was younger.
Through this enculturation, individuals are taught how to live their lives.
I want to say that watching shows like Naruto and Inuyasha and other animes as grown up, I think it just gave me a lot of self-confidence, a lot of strength.
For me, a lot of shows have a lot of, I guess, moral lessons that kind of shape your childhood and upbringing early on.
I really love meaningful storylines. Didn't know when I was younger, but when you get a little older, it's like, oh, okay, like this is why I really like it.
For Halloween, I went to dress as these anime characters that I thought were like sexy and fun and outgoing because I was shy and awkward.
The first show was Sailor Moon, and that's what started the whole fandom. It was the girls who were saving the day, and maybe not always the male. The girls had the superpower, and I think that was one thing I liked about him.
Getting to see shows that allowed the kid to be the hero of the show and being the determined figure and role model was really cool.
Similar ideas, values, and standards are shared among people immersed in a culture.
I met another girl in my anthropology class. We were both talking and we found out we love anime. We watched the same shows.
I stay involved on the internet to see other people who are interested in the same styles of art and animation.
I do have friends who cosplay with me. Actually, we just did a Sailor Moon group because Sailor Moon was kind of like our gateway anime drug. We'll often talk about like, hey, are you watching this? So, you know, we'll kind of like recommend stuff.
I spend a lot of time watching anime with my family. It's kind of like a group event.
One of the shared ideals among participants in this group is the love of alternate universes.
I like the action, the adventure ones. I like ones with like magic and fighting. Fantasy for sure. Fantasy is more fun than real life, obviously, so I think that's why I like it so much.
I suppose I was more interested in fantasy or science fiction related because like anything could happen.
In addition, many individuals in this fandom live vicariously through anime and manga.
I want to be important, right? So I watch anime that you have a really strong main protagonist and they're really important in the world, and without them nothing could happen.
Yeah, with fantasy, you kind of know what's going to happen, like this hero's going to save the day, and it's kind of like that feeling.
This person who just wants to succeed at something and all these things kind of get thrown at her, and she basically overcomes that and achieves her goal.
I want to be like them, I want to have their hair.
I find I really identify with like the underdog.
So I find my identity through anime.
Symbols are used in all cultures so that individuals within a culture can communicate and understand each other. Knowledge of anime classics is a basic form of communication within this culture.
My Neighbor Totoro, for obvious reasons. It's a classic. Everyone knows it, so.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
I watched Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z because they were the in thing.
Naruto has always been my favorite anime.
Pokemon, hands down.
I did, like, back in the day, watch, like, old classic stuff.
Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z.
One Piece and, Dragon Ball Z.
The fandom of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z tend not to get along.
Yeah.
Icons utilized in manga and Japanese anime are also a tool of communication in this culture.
I would classify it as a sort of overriding, overarching style. Weird iconographic things like there's this little thing that comes out of your nose when you're sleeping. There's all sorts of conventions that wouldn't sort of normally be in other types of artwork.
The ability for a community to function cohesively is considered integration and takes place within all cultures. One of the features of integration is demographic integration.
So demographically, in terms of ethnicity, I didn't see really a big difference in who might or might not be interested in anime. And between male and female, this seems to be pretty co-ed.
Culture and the role that it plays in individual lives are considered part of integration.
If I hadn't been anime, I honestly don't, as cheesy as it sounds, I don't know what I would be doing. As a specialty costumer, with the skills I've learned from cosplay, I've gotten opportunities to work on movies, but meeting somebody who follows my work and is like, oh, you've inspired me to start cosplaying is ultimately the greatest feeling that I can get from cosplay.
When I'm working on a smaller scale, it's easier to develop like a whole set of faces or sketches of how the character would act, or some sort of preliminary sketch to get an example of even how they would move. I have a tendency to focus more on maybe the more intricate designs or personality of a character or figure that I'm drawing when I'm working on a smaller scale.
Because I've loved Japan and the anime so much, my mom and I went to Japan. I went to Akihabara and I'm like, oh, we're here, anime is gonna be everywhere. And it was. It was crazy. It was loud, it was electronic, it was bright, it was futuristic. There was manga and anime stores that were 8 floors high, and it was amazing. I loved it. I want to go back. It was amazing.
It is possible that this group of individuals is part of a new American subculture, and it appears that these participants are welcoming to new members.
If you're feeling left out, I would say, there's someone out there, a group of people, they're out there. You just gotta have patience and look.
There are so many people out there who are welcoming and embracing. Like, it's so accepting now. Like, nerd is cool, geek is cool, embrace your inner geek. Like, wear it loud, wear it proud, and no one can take that away from you.
If you like anime, then like it and keep watching it. You should try it. Just watch one episode, you'll be hooked.